Gotta get on your job, tell them. Haters, get on your job, nigga. Motivation, nigga, get on your job, tell them. Haters, get on your job.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cognition Fitness TV. I'm just getting myself together real quick. Getting everything together. How's everyone doing? So I got this thing tight. This thing is kind of loose. Man, it's nice outside today. Beautiful day today. It's not gonna be a long video. Man, it's a long life. Every time I say it's not gonna be a long video, it ends up being like a 30-minute video. So my apologies for that. You know, sometimes I'll just get into the groove and everything. I'll just be spitting. I lose track of the time, you know. So forgive me on that, but I hope everyone's doing good. Today is Monday. I think it's the 14th, so August 14th. If you haven't done so already, check out my latest video. I'll talk about the violence that went on in Virginia this past weekend. I got that thing out quick. I filmed it yesterday, edited, got it out today. And usually, man, with these videos, it takes a little time to edit videos. A lot of times people kind of don't understand how much work it goes into, like filming a video. Then you gotta edit the video, and then you gotta upload it, and that takes more time and everything. So it's a process with these videos. So I really got that thing out quick. You know, and it's very time sensitive as well, dealing with like current events. If you're gonna make a video about a current event, that thing has to be out quick. You know, it can't be waiting 3 or 4 days. It gets old, you know. But stuff like this, my video yesterday that I uploaded, it shouldn't get old because it deals with real issues that takes. It shouldn't be some a fast forward topic, you know. Like we should be dialed in and trying to come up with tangible solutions to deal with what went on this past weekend. So you know, this video today, I really want to talk about Kaepernick today. It's the NFL preseason, and my man is still not signed by any NFL team. He's not signed, but he's not even like on a training roster. Like he's not even in minicamp. You know what I mean? Like as a rookie or as a player that's trying to get on the team, you still get invited to training camp, try to make the team. And there's a process. Usually you get cut after week 2. There's cuts in between these preseason games. He's not even on a team right now, so he can. For people to say that he's not good enough to play, which he is good enough to play. He's not even around an NFL team right now. So he's definitely getting blackballed by the league. You know, if I was a black NFL player, I wouldn't stand. I wouldn't, like, if I was an NFL black player in the NFL right now, I would not stand. And it's going to take a lot of unison, you know, to really get this point across, because you will be attacked. But the thing about being attacked, when you see a lot of people that's demonstrating the cause of what Kaepernick was kneeling for, it starts to kind of sink in a little bit, you know, like, oh, if everybody's doing it, something must be wrong. But if you only see one person doing it, you know, they kind of left Kaepernick out there like, all right, he's going to do it, but I don't condone what he's doing, but I'm still going to stand. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be that. Everybody got to be dialed in. Everybody got to really be on code, okay? And kneel. If all of y'all kneel all of y'all would not lose y'all job because y'all the best at what y'all do. They're not gonna go out and get other athletes to fill y'all position. They're not gonna do it. The product won't be the same. The NFL needs us. The NFL is nothing without the black athlete. Nothing. You know what I mean? But we all gotta be on code. We all gotta be solidified. Gotta be solidified in this game because it's gonna take unison. It's gonna take a collaborative effort to reach the masses. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that still don't. I still cannot believe that, you know, people still don't understand why he's kneeling, why he's taking a knee. Like, I feel like that's a little con game that people like to play. They know exactly what he's kneeling for, but, you know, they don't want to give attention to their debt. Slavery is an unpaid debt that, you know, people would like to brush past, or like they don't want to deal with it. And from slavery stemmed Jim Crow. From Jim Crow stemmed police brutality coming into these neighborhoods and everything in the 70s, in the late 60s. And it just stemmed more and more oppression. You know what I mean? So, like, there's a good book that I recommend on reading. It's called the 40 Million Dollar Slave. And in this book is really giving great attention and detail to how when you are on these professional teams, you can actually speak out and have a political mind. The thing is, they don't want you to speak out about certain things that brings attention to them and America's debt. You know what I mean? America's debt goes back to slavery. You know, I remember when Bill Belichick was not speaking out against, but he was talking about Trump. That's political. Tom Brady talking about he golfed for Trump. That's political. You have athletes that speak about political issues all the time, but it's like, alright, when you speak out against an issue that's pertaining to black oppression, it's like, oh, wait, you can't really speak out against this. You know, you're ruffling feathers right now. You can't really speak out against this because now you're bringing attention to the masses. Now you're bringing attention to America's debt. You understand? And that's going off cold. You're not supposed to do this. We paying you. This is the mindset of an oppressor. We're giving you all of this money while you speaking out against real issues. Just shut up and get your paycheck and play. You know what I mean? It's like this power thing, this entitlement thing that they can psychologically own your mind. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're getting this check, I don't want you speaking out against us. I don't want you speaking out and talking about BLM. I don't want you talking about white supremacy. I don't want you talking about police brutality. I don't want you talking about none of these issues, because your job is to get this check and shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up about these issues. But like I said before, you have athletes that speak out, that have political rhetoric all the time. Bill Belichick, he wrote Donald Trump a letter the night before the election. He wrote him a letter. Hey, I support you. Good luck. I'm riding for you. Like, all types of little subliminal coded language that was like, I support you. I'm team Make America Great Again. So you already know where he lies. Bill Belichick, you know, Tom Brady, they all clicked in together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to talk about that, but it's not okay to talk about Philando Castile getting his brains blown out. It's not okay to talk about Alton Sterling getting shot in the back. You know, like, it's definitely a double standard, but everybody you cannot be oblivious to what's going on, because it ultimately affects your product. because your product is filled with African American players. You feel me? Your product is filled with these players. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's more than 60% black. I'll say that much. More than 60%. So, Kaepernick, man. Kaepernick is going to be good. Kaepernick is going to be good. He's going to be taken care of. But the NFL right now, I'm not supporting the NFL. I don't plan on watching an NFL game. And I grew up watching the NFL. My favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. You know, I like the Green Bay Packers. Like, I really like football. I play football, so I enjoy watching the sport. But the politics behind it is very ugly, and is very disturbing to witness when you know that there's an injustice going on and no one's doing anything about it. Every owner is on cold. Every owner, liberal or conservative, is on cold. You had coaches like Pete Carroll speaking highly of Kaepernick. You had the Baltimore Ravens owner talking about, oh, he may be a good asset. Oh, no, he's not a good asset for the team. Oh, no, you have the GM and the coach saying we want him, but the owner saying no. Meaning that the owner, the oppressor, I ultimately get the last laugh. And I ultimately get the last say. Because I always say racism is the power to deny you access. This is a prime example of racism right now. Denying you access to a job where you are most certainly qualified for the position. He didn't get the Baltimore Ravens gig. Okay. Miami Dolphins open up and they signed Jay Cutler. They signed Jay Cutler to a 1-year, $10 million contract. So it's not about talent anymore. It's definitely not about talent. It's not about talent. Jay Cutler was retired. He was out the league based on his poor play. He didn't retire on his own terms. He retired because he was throwing interceptions left and right. You feel me? So everybody's saying that his stats was down, his percentage was down. It wasn't worse than Jay Cutler. And it wasn't worse than a lot of these other second string, third string quarterbacks. It can't be about the money. He just got 1 year, $10 million. So money's out the door. Talent is out the door. It's not these. So what is it? Tell me, what is it? Let me know. See, with this disease called racism, you will deny and deflect by all means necessary. By all means necessary, deny and deflect from the real topic, from the real issue. Because the moment that you submit yourself, it puts a target on your back. And, you know, a lot of people in a dominant society don't like that. That's what it comes down to. They don't like being in the wrong. They don't like being the criminal, the target. They don't like that. They like projecting the target on someone else. That exemplifies power and authority and dominance. You know what I mean? It's real deep. It's very, very deep with these people. And what you see right now is just a product of racism right now in the NFL. No owner has yet to take this man when he's simply just kneeling because his own people is dying in the streets. His own people is being slaughtered in these streets. His own people are being oppressed. His own people are being gentrified. His own people are being castrated and disenfranchised. from the Constitution. The Constitution is supposed to apply to everybody. Now, the Constitution originally when it was written, they didn't really care about black. No, we was expected to be slaves forever. But now the Constitution applies to everyone, and they can't. It's unfathomable for them to come into that realization that we're equal to you on paper. But the Constitution is constantly getting violated, and this is what the big uproar is. This is what the big uproar has been about for the past 5 years, and it's been going on forever. It's been going on for 400 years, you know. And everybody must be lying. It must be one big lie. Everyone, my ancestors, everyone must be lying if this stuff isn't going on. And we see it on camera, we see it on film now, and there's nothing to be done about it still. So it's very egregious at this point, because we have proof. People say, oh, there's no proof. We have proof that there was an unjust done, but yet nothing is being done about it, because people's constitutional rights are still being violated. So, you know, if I'm going to kneel for that, that's something to kneel for, because the flag is still the national anthem, and the flag is supposed to represent it's supposed to represent universal. That's what the United States of America is supposed to be. It's supposed to be universal. That's what it means, universal. But it's not universal, because we live in a system of white supremacy. You know, and but Kaepernick, man, he's not going to play this year. He's not going to play. He's not going to play unless a team gets really, really desperate and someone gets hurt and they really, really need a quarterback. But because he'll be in training camp right now. He may sit out for half the season. Who knows? They really, really showed their true colors. The NFL. The NFL has drug dealers in the league. They have rapists in the league. They have murderers in the league that still got second chance opportunities. Mike Vick. Okay, so you know, this is a league that's colluded with criminals, with people that break the law every day, with people who get DUIs left and right. And Kaepernick has nothing on his record. He has a clean record. He never committed a crime. You know, he never committed a crime. He's never been arrested. No DUI. No domestic violence. But yet you still have all these criminals in the league, black and white, that's given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to present their talent to the world, because Kaepernick is a prime talent. The way he can run, the way he can throw the ball, no one else can do it like that on a high level like him. So that's a talent to broadcast to the world. That's a talent. That's his talent. So for him to be basically ostracized by the NFL based on the fact that he's kneeling for this reason that I just stated, it's asinine and it's ludicrous, and it's completely showing that the NFL is complicit with white supremacy in general, the system of white supremacy, not just police brutality, but all the entities of white supremacy. They're complicit with it, because the owners are white supremacists. The commissioner, he's a white supremacist. The GMs, the coaches, they're white supremacists. Notice that you rarely see black management in the NFL. You rarely see that. Why is that? The NFL, like I said before, it's highly ran by black athletes. So, you know, why can't these black athletes after they retire get in these leadership positions? They built the league. They built the league. They made the league what it is. Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice, Warren Moon, Deion Sanders. The league wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for those athletes I just named. The Dallas Cowboys and everybody. That was Emmitt Smith. Michael Irvin. Like, come on now. So you good enough to play, but you're not good enough to coach. You're not good enough to manage. You're not good enough to run a ball club. You could just be a $40 million slave. You can't have authority because that belongs to us. Like I said, that belongs to the white supremacists. We love power and we love authorization. Everything has to come through us. Even though we can't athletically compete with these guys, we can control it. So in a sense, it's still ours. So that's the one thing that we can hold on to tight. Don't let nobody in here. If they all let in, they're a little tokenized. We're not racist. Look at that one black person right there. They're tokenized immediately. How can we do to improve race relations in the NFL? Oh, we'll just hire a couple of black people. We're not racist. Look at those two black people right there. That's what they do. That's the game plan that they like to implement, so they can kind of go off on, oh, we're not racist, but you know, here you are clearly implementing racism on Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? So, you know, like, you're gonna have people that's listening to this, and it's not gonna touch them because they're pretty much white supremacists. And like I said, you're supposed to deny and deflect everything, and use deception and master the art of deception. You know what I mean? Another good book to read is The Art of War. The Art of War. That's another good book because the stratagem that they like to play is exactly just like the art of war. Everything that's mentioned in that book, they have mastered that stuff. Mastered it. And that's why you see this prolonged system of racism being implemented all over the globe, because it's a universal system that's been mastered over time. You know, so Kaepernick really, you know, I don't want to say like give up and nothing like that, but he's dealing with racism. He's dealing with racism one-on-one. And how do you combat that with only being one person? You know what I mean? It's going to take a group of people, an army of people to help this dude out, because at this point, you know, it's pretty much done. I made a video back in April, and I never thought I'd be making another video, and it's going on August, just because I knew how much talented this dude was. Kaepernick is a very talented dude. He's a very talented dude. He can run a 4.5 40. He can throw the ball down the field. You know, give him some weapons. He can be a great asset for a team. You know, he's definitely still a starter quarterback in the NFL. NFL has a lot of scrubs. The NFL has a lot of scrubs and athletes that don't deserve to be a part of that league. You know, so I thought he'll be on the team by now, but you know, racism is a beast. It's a beast. Racism is a beast. You know, it's a beast. It's a beast of a system. It's beastie. It's very, very beastie. But Kaepernick, man, keep your head up. keep your head up, man. And with the rest of these black athletes in the NFL, get on cold. Get on cold. Get on cold. Get on cold, man. Because if they get on cold, they all kneel down. Every black athlete, it's going to make a change. It's going to spark a change in the NFL. Trust me on that. But the simple fact that you had a couple of black athletes kneeling down and you had a couple of black athletes. See, you got a lot of coons in the NFL who just love the money and love spending and tricking off their money on nigga trinkets and everything. Like, there's an overabundance of coons in the NFL as well. So it makes it hard for every black athlete to get on cold, because you gotta combat these coons as well. That's speaking out against Cap, talking about, oh, he should stand, he should have more honor and dignity for the national anthem and everything. These are flat out coons that's paid to talk that talk. What about black on black crime? Ray Lewis, big coon. These are big coons paid off by the owner to basically do the dirty work and to basically say what the owner wants to say. But if he says it's a little racist, so they throw out the big fat coon, the retired coon, to speak the mind of the white supremacist owner. And I've seen that lately with a lot of these old cats, these old retired washed up athletes. They really Mike Vick, they really on some big cooning right now. And they using old strategy. That's old strategy. That's really Lynch. You know, meritorious manumission strategy right there. That's old strategy. So we got to get off that. We got to see that for what it is. It's clearly, they clearly weaponizing our own people. They, you know, white supremacy. They weaponize anything at their disposal. So if they can weaponize it, and no matter if it's a person, they can weaponize you psychologically. They'll do it, and they'll use it to their advantage. It's that simple. That's why you see so many coons out there that's saying anything to get a check and to get notoriety. You got that big old fat coon on Fox Sports. Who that big coon? That big fat coon. What's his name, man? I can't think of this dude's name. He's been doing so much cooning. He's on Fox Sports. With Colin Cowherd. What's his name, man? I gotta think of his name. What's this dude's name, man? I gotta think of his name. Hold on, let me get this call. Jason Whitlock, that's his name. That's that big fat coon name. Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock. You see how Fox Sports does just all of a sudden just throw him out? You really didn't hear about Jason Whitlock a couple of years ago, or at least a year ago. You kind of just hearing about him now because he's saying all this asinine stuff, but he's getting paid to say that stuff. That's cooning. Look up Jason Whitlock, the big old fat coon over there on Fox Sports. Look his ass up. and that's someone that wants his meritorious manumission. That's an old term I just used. That's an old term. His meritorious manumission, meaning he want his check. He want his little trinkets for saying some stupid stuff that's not true. That supports the ideology of white supremacy. So you see these little coons out there that's dissipating the energy from Kaepernick and his movement that he's trying to build by counterattacking Kaepernick. So with these black athletes in the league, you gotta have separatism. Get the coons out of there. Get away from these coons. Everybody else that's woke and that's unified and that knows what's up, that knows their history. Because a lot of coons, they know history, but they like to deny history for what it truly is. Or they just love money more than they love themselves. They sell their soul for money. Because a lot of coons, you gotta be smart to really be a coon, to be a well informative coon. Like a lot of coons they know history and they know the injustices that's taking place, but they put money above it, so it means nothing to them. So they mean nothing to me. So these coons gotta go. They kick them out, do whatever, but there has to be enough people that stay on code in the NFL to where y'all can make some type of monumentous change in thank you, sweetie. Like a big change, like the first. Man, it would be great to see the first week where every athlete, every black, I know it's not gonna happen because you got, like I just said, you have coons. So, but every woke athlete take a knee, something that's powerful. Like when Muhammad Ali, when he said, "No, I'm not gonna go to the Vietnam War in the 1960s." Now, why would I go fight for this? There's war going on here. There's oppression going on here. There's subjugating and disenfranchisement going on here. So why should I go fight over here when we don't got our own stuff together? And then he got his belt taken. He was ostracized from boxing. You saw athletes. You saw Bill Russell. You saw Jim Brown. You saw Kareem. All unified and all supporting this brother. Like, you know how big that was from an image perspective? You know how big that was? To see athletes from different parts of the sports world come together and support this one cause. Because deep down, they knew it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. Athletes got power. They got to realize that. Athletes got power. Like when Missouri, University of Missouri, when all the racism was going on at that campus, you had students protesting for months. Nothing was done about it. What happened was the football team got involved. What happened? The football team got involved immediately. Boom. We're not gonna play. We're not gonna play Saturday. We're not gonna play no game until this chancellor, this university president, that's been bypassing all of them out of there. He's not doing a good job. He needs to go. And we're not going to play. We're not going to play. It means you're going to mess up your money. It's going to mess up the economics. And once you start messing up the economics, that's when you get in trouble. You get in that red zone. Okay, we can't really mess up the economics. You're going to have to go, dude. You're going to have to go. And that will happen as well if every black athlete come together, unified, and say, hey, we're not going to stand for this. It's time to really spark a change. It's time to really spark a difference. This is what we're going to do. Save your money. Don't go to the strip club. Don't be buying a bunch of nigga trinkets and everything. Like, save your money. Invest your money. And we don't know how long this can take. It probably will only take a couple of weeks, to be honest. Because the money will be messed up. And white supremacists, they love their money. So that's all it will take. That's all it will take, So I hope that first week it will happen. My gut feeling is that it won't happen just because people love money more than they love themselves and more than they love their people and more than they love the totality of the human race. They put money above all that. They put money above what's good and what's not good. So you got people out there like that. You know, so. But hopefully, this is my last Colin Kaepernick video, man. I really don't want to be making any more videos about Cap, man. I really hope he gets signed soon. I hope there's a team that put away all the BS, all the propaganda that you see in the news, because a lot of it is propaganda, and really make a decision based on your own gut and not what other people think. Make the best decision, and most importantly, make the right decision. Alright, man, this has been my video for today. I hope y'all liked it, enjoyed it. Comment, subscribe, share. Cognition Fitness TV. I gotta holla at y'all later, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.
Gotta get on your job, tell them haters get on your job, nigga. Motivation, nigga, get on your job, tell them haters get on your job, nigga. Motivation.